IP version 4 network settings. I myself usually get to them by right-clicking on the little network icon down here, choosing Open Network and Sharing Center, and I get Change Adapter Settings here. This is the only adapter I have in this particular image. It's just a virtual machine. You might see more than one if you're on a server. But you right-click on it, choose Properties, and lo and behold, you got all kinds of stuff here. The one you should really get expert in right now is version 4. You're going to need to know some version 6 later on down the line, but right now, get good with version 4. Click it, choose Properties. Don't have to do install, it's already there. Just do Properties, and this particular one is set up to get all of its addressing automatically on the system. If I wanted to put in a manual address, click that, and here's the location I would do so. What is my manual address here? Let's go look. Open up my command line. What is my current, or what are my current settings rather? I can look those up with, ipconfig. And it tells me my IP version 4 address, 192.168.248.130.255.25. This is what's automatically given to the computer via DHCP system, I can just copy these numbers, IP address right here, subnet mask right here, and then the default gateway, copy them right here. When I put this in, I don't have my number pad turned on. Let me do that again. Numlock. When you put in 3 numbers, it automatically jumps to the next field. I put in 2 numbers, I gotta hit dot, make it jump over there. Okay. I'm not gonna change these right now. I'm just gonna leave them the way they are. This is the place you change this. You can leave a computer on automatic and force particular DNS settings. Maybe you want to use Google's DNS servers. That's one of Google's DNS, and the other one is, whoops, 8888 and 8844. Or just leave them automatically. Now this is the most common setting for a corporate office. The DHCP system has already passed out the appropriate addresses, appropriate DNS settings, etc. Something ironic that I noticed earlier today when I went here, then I went here, then I looked at change adapter settings. I said, you know what? I bet that might be in the God mode panel. And I don't know if you've set up your God mode folders yet. I had a little earlier blurb about it. Opened God mode, and I went through here, did search for change adapter. It's not in here. It's not at all. I don't know where it's at. Kind of ironic. In God mode, I can't do much with the adapter settings. However, there is a lot of internet options, and there are some really good network settings down here. Connect to a network, manage wireless networks, set up a connection, view network computers and devices. So there's some really good networking tools in the God mode folder if you have one of those. See, there was another one here I wanted to show you. All right, where are you at? It's about domain. Here it is, join a domain. For the most part, computers by default start out in a work group called a work group. But in a corporate environment, you might want to put it in a domain. I don't know, bobshardware.com, something like that. Click change, click your domain name here, click OK, and move on. I'm not going to do it here. I don't have a domain running to join right now. So that's the quick and easy and simple places to look up some of your network settings. I used ipconfig here, and that gives me a really basic setup. There's the basic link local, as they call it, IP version 6 address. However, I want to get some more information. I'll add the all switch behind the ipconfig command, and I get a bunch more stuff. Now I know when the lease was obtained, when the lease expires. DHCP addresses are leased. They're given to a computer on a temporary basis. Gives it the address, gives it the subnet mask. A lease tells it the gateway. Gateway being the router that this computer uses to connect to another network. DNS servers, things like that. These numbers in my particular network right here are kind of odd because this is a virtual machine. This is a virtual Windows 7 setup here. On the other side, let me get a command line over there for us here. In the Windows 10 environment, the text is hard to read. I apologize for that. Let's see if I can get that a little bit bigger for you. Whoa, a lot bigger. Okay, this is my local PC ipconfig. This is going to be kind of odd because I have VMware installed, so I'm getting all of the virtual network adapters in here also. This is my actual physical adapter. These tunnel adapters right here, for instance, or this one rather, that one, they don't seem to be doing much, but what they are doing is tunneling IP version 6. IP version 4 and IP version 6 work kind of oddly nowadays in Windows. There's a link in this from your instructor about some IP version 6 information. You should look at it. A couple of quick networking tools is ping. You can ping another system, another computer or printer, just to confirm connectivity. Hey, I can connect to CNN.com, and matter of fact, that happens to be its IP address. Ping is probably the first troubleshooting tool that you should use regularly. Somebody complains they can't print or something, say, hey, can we ping CNN.com? If not, just restart the troubleshooting. The handy one is traceroute, or tracer, however you want to pronounce that. It actually will tell you how many hops network traffic took to get to its destination. And each hop actually represents a physical router in the system. There's my local router right here, and that's my wireless. It should skip the first one, generally does. We'll see what response we get back. Note these times: 13 milliseconds, 11 milliseconds. St. Peters, Missouri, that's a router somewhere here in St. Peters. There's its IP address. Overland, Missouri, there's another router run by Charter. Oh look, Chicago, Illinois, another router up in Chicago, Illinois. Kind of get an idea of where they're at by the name. I wonder where that one's at. Come on. There's one having an issue right there. This is, there it got there. There's the The IP address that I pinged, here's the IP address I got back. Close enough. CNN.com has more than one IP address, obviously. As a troubleshooting tool, I would look at these times and the actual what the columns mean. Right now, don't worry about that. Just look for something that's odd. There's one here that's 23 milliseconds. None of these are bad, but you could see one here that went to 100, 200, 300 milliseconds. And as a troubleshooting tool, that could give you some idea of what router might be having problems in the system. Ping, trace route, trace route, tracert, however you want to pronounce that. Two good tools. Get really good at understanding IP version 4 and subnetting and how that system works. IP version 6 will be some time before it becomes real common at the workstation level. It's in use now on the internet, generally between the big systems handling big traffic. On the desktop, we're going to be able to use IP version 4 for many years to come, so you got to get good with that. Get really good with it, and especially understand how subnets work. All right. Thank you.